Hello, and welcome to this episode of Coffee with Cornell. Grab a cup and join me. Let's have a quick conversation about the employee manual and the health aspects of that manual. By health aspects, I'm referring to how is your organization going to proceed moving forward once some of the restrictions associated with COVID-19 are being minimized or eliminated. The health aspects of the employee manual means that there's a component there regarding the health of employees, regarding the health of customers. And by health, I'm referring to whether or not, most specifically, you need to wear a mask. Whether or not, perhaps in the past in your organization, you could come to work with a cold or with the flu. Maybe that's not the way it should be going forward. So when you start thinking about that, look and see whether your employee manual has any new information about employee health. If you start working with people around you, since many of us work in rather tight quarters, what about your colleagues, your team members? How are they feeling, and what should be done about their health? We now know that many organizations have the capabilities, because of the pandemic and the restrictions that we had to work under, to have telecommuting or remote office capabilities. How does that play into the question of guarding your health? Also in regards to whether or not you have someone you need to take care of regarding their health. Does your company afford you, if possible, to give you some opportunity of working at home, perhaps as you have been doing over the last year? One of the key issues associated with this is that the employee manual is the document that allows all the employees in the organization to understand where they are. It's kind of like the policies, procedure, and if you will, the written down culture of your organization. Certainly, COVID-19 has had impact on all of us, perhaps personally, and perhaps people that we know, perhaps even passed away or are sick, and I'm really sorry to hear that in individual cases. However, now we're moving on. And so the question is, how are we going to move on with a disease that is still going to be there? You know, the opportunities of getting to zero is nil because it's a naturally occurring virus. And so we can get to the point through the vaccinations, which I hope all of you have gotten, in order to minimize it and suppress it so that one, doesn't overwhelm our healthcare systems, and two, once it's identified, we can move in very rapidly to identify the areas, take care of those people who've been concerned with or contacted it, and try to prevent anyone else from getting in the area, i.e. suppress it like whack-a-mole. Let's play whack-a-mole with it once we get to the point that we've gotten to herd immunity and we're pretty comfortable with that. So what does that mean, though? We still have to going back to work. We're still going to have social engagements. I still want to go to a movie and see when the movie's coming out this summer. That's going to be the consideration we'll have to keep in mind moving forward. And so as a result of that, what is going to be good for you? Each of us are going to have our own way in which we look at it, think about it, and process not only for your personal health, but for your family and for your inner circle community, right? So once you get back to the office, ask them what the current processes and procedures are, the policies regarding employee health. If you have a cold, should you come in or not? If you have the sniffles, should you come in or not? You have to go to the doctor first. All those things have to be considered before I think you'd be able to go back into the office and start interacting with the other teammates and your customers, right? So the benefits of having this information included in your employee manual is it gives everyone the opportunity of knowing what latitude they have within the organizational framework. Everyone's going to be making their own personal choices because everyone has their own concerns, their own stories in regards to the impact that they've had in their life because of COVID-19. You also understand the latitude you may need if you need to take care of family members. That information being presented and clear is a benefit to your organization in order for the health of your customers and for your team members. I've noticed a lot of organizations where I live is that the members of the staff in the retail establishments are still wearing their masks. I happen to like that because recognize the key is we don't know who has had the vaccine. We're taking everybody's word for it by they show up with not having a mask, right? But if you know everyone still has a mask, they're still concerned about the employees, their team members, and us, the customers. That's a benefit, folks. And the most important is that you think about the concern for the overall organization. Just as an example, I don't know if you saw last year, but in the NFL, a couple of the teams lost some members of their teams to COVID because they had to sit out 2 weeks. Those teams invariably lost those games that those key players had to sit out. Think about that impact that would have on your organization, losing critical members of your team at the wrong time. So when you get back, have the conversation with your HR department, or perhaps it'll be in some communication in regards to what the new health concerns are around COVID-19 and around the protocols in the organization. You take care of yourselves and join me next time, either virtually or physically, for a cup of coffee with Cornell. Friends, I want you to like, subscribe, and then hit the bell for notifications for future episodes. Come on, help me out, and it'll help to make Coffee with Cornell even better for you.